In pretty much all of my videos, you're probably used to seeing this in front of me, a condenser microphone. It helps capture the best sounding audio that I can get for these videos, but it has a lot of limitations like flexibility when it comes to me moving dynamically across the screen, It can get in the way, not just visually for you guys, as you know, it does take up space in the frame, but also physically, as I have to be very careful not to, knock the microphone. But still, I like this setup because it just sounds great. But Maono has sent me something that in theory should help alleviate this issue. Meet the Maono WM820 A two-piece wireless microphone system, and we're going to see if it can actually help to replace this clunky setup. But first, we've got to review it. Now, there is a three-piece setup as well, one built for Android or iPhones, and of course it also comes in black, but I chose the two-piece white colored system because hey, I like white. I'm not sure if it was completely obvious already. And yeah, the variant that I have, or I was sent, costs about 320 ringgit after discounts, which is about 72 US dollars. Out of the box, the two devices might look identical, but one is actually the receiver and the other is the transmitter, and the easiest way to tell, I feel, is to look on the top because the transmitter also has a microphone built in, as you can tell from the grill right here, and Maono also provides two dead cats, one is a spare, that should help if you use it outdoors or in a windy environment. Of course, you don't have to use the built-in microphone if you don't want to, as any microphone with a 3.5mm jack should work, and if you don't have one, Maono provides one, which we will test a bit later. Now, as for the receiving end, there is a headphone monitoring jack right here as well, and the output port is where you connect it to your device, whether that's a mobile phone or DSLR or mirrorless camera. Depending on what you hook it up to, you might want to make sure that you use the right cable, as there are two of them, one for each scenario, also included in the box, and they're labeled so it shouldn't be difficult to figure out which one to use. In general, the end with the TRRS connector, aka 4-pole 3.5mm plug, is to plug to your mobile phone. Also included in the box are two USB A to Type-C cables for charging both the receiver and transmitter, a carrying case to store both of them, although I find it just a little bit too small, so you can't really fit all the cables in, just the units, and of course a manual. To turn them on and pair them, you press the button with the circle on it on both the receiver and transmitter, and when they're both paired, the cyan light will stop blinking and turn solid. You can mute the microphone entirely on the transmitter end, which turns the cyan light red, and adjust the input volume on the receiver end. And to use it, if you have a microphone plugged into the transmitter, you can of course just clip it onto your waist, or if you don't have one, you can of course just hook it to your collar, although I find it a bit big and bulky. And as for the receiver end, the clip is meant to also be able to fit onto a camera hot shoe, but I found that it was way too big to fit on either my Fujifilm X-S10 or my Nikon D5300, so that was a bit disappointing. We now move on to the audio quality section of the video, and right now I'm using the internal built-in microphone, so you can probably hear pretty well how that sounds like. I'm not going to treat this audio at all, but I'll probably make sure that it's loud enough. Overall, I mean, I can't really compare it to like a big cardioid microphone, but I feel that it doesn't sound too bad either. I'm now using it with the provided lavalier microphone, and while the audio quality in general sounds, alright, it's pretty usable, there is quite a bit of compression going on, as I feel that my voice sounds a bit nasally. This is because when I connect the microphone directly to the camera, you can hear exactly how this microphone is supposed to sound like, and yeah, it sounds like a totally different microphone. It sounds a lot better, but of course you're giving up that freedom of movement that you get with a wireless system. But we can maybe try to get close to how this sounds like while using the wireless system. So this time we're back to using the WM820 wireless system with this microphone, except that I'm going to try and clean and process the end result at post in Adobe Audition. But while I feel that I can get the microphone to sound much better, to no obvious extent of course, I cannot exactly get it to sound as if it was directly connected to the camera, let alone versus a huge condenser microphone. So let me know what you guys think about this microphone. Does it sound good to you? Does it sound acceptable? How much does freedom and flexibility mean to you? It's definitely a lot easier for me to set up, I'll admit that. But as for me, I really love good audio, and I don't know if this is going to cut it for me. I'm at a point at which I'd rather handicap myself to being at the center of the frame always and all the time in exchange for good and crisp audio. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think and what you prefer. If you would like to get one of these for yourself, I will leave a link for it in the description below. And as usual, thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe if the video was helpful. Drop a comment if you haven't already. And honestly, stay awesome and have a nice day. My name is Yang, the Tech Rodent. And am I asking too much for a wireless system that is near lossless audio while still not costing a bomb? I don't know. Maybe I'm just inflexible with my opinions, right? I'll see you guys in the next review.